That was nice of Lord Alfred to use his magic wand to zap me to the dance tonight as I was running late. Now, where's that barn? That's the Eiffel Tower. I'm in France. I said dance. Lord Alfred. When I'm sitting around with my homework all done and there's nothing to do, I call all of my friends. They don't answer the phone. Where have they gone to? Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner. Where do you go? We're gonna go to the children's corner. Where do you go? We're gonna go to the children's corner. Where do you go? It's awful nice of that riverboat captain to let me spend the night on his riverboat. Don't know what I'd done. Slipped under a tree or something. Oh, hi everybody! And welcome to the town of the Children's Corner, located in the world of the magical couch. I'm Sheriff Stephen J., the Sheriff of Slouch County. And right now I am not in the town of the Children's Corner. I'm actually in the country of France, floating down the Seine River on top of a riverboat. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And you're probably wondering, what am I doing in France? Well, 2 words. Lord Alfred. Yeah, last night I was running late and they had a hoedown going on and Lord Alfred says to me, "Hey, I'll just zap you over there so you won't be late." And I said, "Okay, get me to the dance." And apparently he must have thought I said France. So here I am, and I'm trying to figure out my next move. Now what you should be asking me is, have I experienced anything exciting since I've been here? And the answer to that is yes. The Eiffel Tower. Saw it last night when I got here. It's amazing. Apparently, between sunset and 1 a.m., the tower lights start twinkling and sparkling, and I don't get lights up really nice, and it's always lit, but it's really neat. Every hour on the hour for 5 minutes. And I saw that a few times. It was pretty neat. And in the summertime, they actually do it until 2 a.m. So, what am I going to do next? Well, I guess I'm going to have to try to remember those words on the plaque that's hanging on the wall of the Cave of Time. So I can click my heels together 3 times, say those words, and I'll end up in the Cave of Time, and then I can just walk into town from there. So that's what I'm doing right now, trying to figure that out. The whole thing's been insane, which just happens to be a Letter Chef word of interest. Insane. I-N-S-A-N-E. Insane. Meaning a state of mind which prevents normal perception, behavior, or social interaction. An extreme state of annoyance or distraction. Shocking. Outrageous. Insane. Hey, you get it? Insane. I'm on the Seine River, so it's like the Seine, which is S-E-I-N-E. I'm not in it actually, I'd be wet. I'm on top of it, but forget it. But overall, it's been pretty interesting, and the sights have been beautiful. The weather's been pretty good. Mother Nature's done a great job here, not unlike she's done in the world of the magical couch. Real life is something that you can see. I see birds, the ocean, sunset, and trees. Unless you've seen these things, it's hard for one to describe. Forever your beauty astounds in strides.
night, real life takes a different turn. If one's awake, there's a lot out there to be learned. For you can see the life and fruits that you have sown. Forever you, a peace in my heart's been born. And every day when the sun goes down, forever you look around, the sunset's profound. I can feel through the sleet and rain a sense of love, replacing any feeling of pain. I just can't understand what you see in me, and why I've been blessed, no intention to plead. Sometimes I feel life so surreal, a gift taken for granted each day. I know your love's in play. And though I feel inside this scenario is all for me, forever you, I accept what is meant to be. My friends, they tell me they don't believe that you are real. They really are that naive. If they would open their eyes, look around, take it in, they see forever you, all your miracles for them and me. And every dawn when the moon goes down, forever you look around, the sunrise profile. If it wasn't for the things you do, my challenges would do me in, my life would be through. And when my hearing has faded with time, the breeze is your voice that will quiet my mind. Sometimes I feel life so surreal, but your beauty and your peace grow each day, puts me above the fray.
Now, I did tell you that last night I saw something very interesting, the Eiffel Tower, and it was very interesting and beautiful as well. But I saw something else interesting that was just amazing to me about an hour ago, and it was a river lock. We went through a river lock, and the Seine River apparently is full of them. I never knew that. And the one we went through, the gates open outward, they're hinged outward, and you can see the watermarks on the wall from the water being raised and lowered. It was very interesting. I saw water coming in from the sides, but that's a river lock. And not to be confused with a lock like you would find at the Maui escape rooms. This is a river lock. So, to avoid confusion between the locks, what is a river lock? Well, I'll tell you. A river lock is a device used for raising and lowering a river or canal's water level for watercraft, where stretches of the water are at different levels. Now, let me try to explain a little better. A river lock is a fixed chamber in which the water level can be varied while a vessel is floating on it. Now, they're like elevators that makes a river easier to navigate or allows a canal to cross land that is not level. And when I talk about watercraft or vessels, I'm referring to boats and ships. Confused yet? I know I am. Now, there are different types of locks. There are pound locks, caisson locks, guillotine locks, and special locks built for steep inclines, such as staircase locks and flights, to name a few. But they all do the same thing: raise and lower watercraft. They've been around for centuries, and we all know 1 century by itself is 100 years, so we're talking way back to ancient times. Back then, river transport was common, but rivers were often too shallow for large boats, so only smaller boats traveled on them. Now, ancient people discovered that rivers could be made to carry larger boats by making dams to raise the water level. Now, the water behind the dam would deepen until it spilled over the top, which created a weir. And this process is similar to the weirs you find at the Damariscotta fish ladder. There, the water flows downward, filling up each pool behind the dam wall. Then it overflows over the top of the dam into the pool below, and it fills up that pool, and it overflows that dam wall. And this same principle applies to what they built in ancient times. As the dams they built filled up with water, and the water got deeper, it became deep enough to carry larger boats. The boats would pass over the weirs and slide into the pool below it. The wall on the other side of the dam wall was slanted downward so the boat could slide down into the pool. This dam building was repeated along the river, creating steps of deep water, similar to the steps or pools that we've seen at the Damariscotta fish ladder. Well, we're not quite to the next lock yet, so let's talk about different types of locks, and we'll start with a pound lock, which is a type of lock we're about to go through. Pound locks were first used in medieval China during the Song Dynasty, and that was 960 to 1279 AD. It's a pair of gates that traps water within it, and that trapped water is called a pound. When going upriver, you drain river out of the pound so it matches the river water level on the other side of the lower gate. When matched, you raise the lower gate and a watercraft enters the pound. The lower gate closes and the pound is filled with water to match the water level of the river on the other side of the upper gate. When matched, the upper gate will open and the watercraft continues down the river on the other side. So what happens if you have a steep incline? Well, then you have staircase locks, which I use. And there are 2 types of staircase locks: real and apparent. Now stay with me because this can get a little confusing, because they're both staircase locks, and anyway. Alright, so a real staircase lock is where the intermediate pounds have disappeared, and the upper gate of one lock is also the lower gate of the one above it. It can be more useful to think of a staircase as a single lock with a chamber that can only be filled by emptying the one above or emptied by filling the one below. Thus, a whole staircase has to be full of water except for the bottom chamber before a boat starts to ascend, or empty before a boat starts to descend. An apparent staircase is where you still have the common gates between all the different sections. I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 single pounds within the outer left and the outer right, or the outer upper and the outer lower gates. This means it is not necessary to ensure that the flight is full or empty before starting. Now there's another lock I like to talk about. It's called the caisson lock. And it's not for the claustrophobic or faint of heart, that's for sure. It was introduced in England around 1800 to be used in their Somerset Coal Canal. It was an underwater lift with a chamber 80 feet long and 60 feet deep. It contained a completely enclosed wooden box big enough to take a large boat or barge, and that box is called a caisson. This box moved up and down in the 60 feet deep pool of water. The boat entered the box, and was sealed in by the door closing behind it. The box was then moved up and down in the water using 2 hydraulic lifts. When it got to the bottom of the chamber, the door opened and it left. Now, when it was at the bottom of the chamber, I'd like it to know that that box was under almost 60 feet of water and a lot of pressure. Fortunately, the caisson lock had various engineering problems, of which leaking was one of them, imagine that, and the design was never put into use. The big difference between a regular lock and a caisson lock is that the regular lock is a fixed chamber in which the water level can be varied, up and down. But a caisson lock, also called a boat lift, is that the chamber itself rises and falls. Which brings me to the guillotine lock. Now this lock has vertically moving steel gates at each end, which means up and down. The gates open upward to release water and downward to seal the chamber. And that makes it watertight, so the chamber can fill back with water. When one of these gates is open, it looks like a guillotine. And look, all that talking and we've entered a lock. This lock has gates that go up and down into and out of the water, as opposed to opening from side to side, which was like the lock I went through earlier. It usually takes around 20 minutes to fill up a pound, so they're gonna have to speed this up a mite. We gotta get out of here. Got things to do, places to go. There goes the gate. It's getting lower. It's going, gone. Great, we'll get a green light and we'll be able to leave. And I gotta get back to the world of the magical couch. Because you know what they say? When the sheriff's away, the bad guys play. And one can only imagine what's going on while I'm not there.
Hold it right there, Missy. So you got a basket there. I bet it's full of all kind of valuables and stuff like maybe money. Well, hand it right over. This here's a robbery.
Pardon me?
I said, hand over your money.
I'm having a hard time understanding you with your mask on.
I said, give me your money. It's a robbery. Money, money, money.
I barely know you, sir. You shouldn't call me honey.
I didn't say honey. I said money.
Pardon me? You said I look funny?
What was that for? I didn't say funny. I said, cash. That's it. That's what I said. Give me your cash.
You have a painful rash? We need to get you to Dr. Blake's office. It's down that way.
No. I didn't say rash. I forget it. Hey, that better? Now, this here's a robbery. That's right. And I want all your cash. That's right. And then hurry up. And that's in that basket. I want your basket.
I know you. You're one of Black Bart's gang members.
Oh, great. Well, just hurry up. I don't have all days. I got other people's charades, you know. What's that? Somebody playing a flute or something?
Is that stranger over there your lookout?
Oh, I don't know that stranger. He's just some busybody, which means we gotta speed it up a bit. Yeah, nosy Parker. All right, now, this here's a robbery, and I want that basket, and I want some money. Hurry it up, and or you won't get hurt.
What do you think you're doing, punk?
What do you think you're doing, mister? You mind your own business. I'm trying to make a living here.
You best leave that young lady alone if you know what's good for you. Move aside, ma'am.
Oh. So, you better mind your own business, mister. Even if you know it's good for you.
Now that's two things you done wrong. First you asked a question, then you asked another.
Well, ain't you the drama queen? Yeah, I got a notion to Roger. Matter of fact, I think I will. Put 'em up. Listen, I want all your... Oh, just a minute. Just a minute. Almost got it. All right, just a minute. Got to be incognito, you know. All right, that's better. Now, this is a robbery. Give me all your cash.
You say you got a rash?
No, I said cash. Forget it. I hate masks. And they're all hot and nasty inside, and no one can understand what you're saying, and don't know why people wears a minute. Oh, I think actually it's a bandana, but now, you two, this is a robbery. I'm robbing both of you now, and I want you to hand me over your cash.
You must be a bad man, because a good man would know his limitations.
Oh, great. What's with all the one-liners? Yeah, this is a robbery, and you better give me something quick. My trigger finger's getting itchy.
I'll give you something, all right.
No, really, my trigger finger is, I think something bit me. It's driving me nuts.
You feel lucky, punk?
Actually, you're kind of creeping me out. What was your name again, stranger? Ow! What are you, crazy? You can hurt somebody. Don't you take gun classes or something? Hey, I'm going to report you to the sheriff. There he is. He's right there. Here he comes. Ow!
Thank you for saving me, sir.
Everybody gets to be a sucker once.
Good afternoon, sir. Is the sheriff around?
Afternoon, ma'am. Well, no, I hadn't seen the sheriff. He didn't show up at the hoedown last night either. I checked by his house and he wasn't there. Let me tell you, if he don't show up pretty soon, we're gonna have to put out a search party for him.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sure he'll show up eventually. He does have a tendency to disappear at times.
The last time I saw the sheriff was yesterday. He was with that wizard, Lord Alfred, from over there in the town of Whimsy. Is there anything I can do for you? Have a seat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, maybe. One of Black Bart's gang members just tried to rob me out on Fantasy Forest Road. The only thing in my basket was bagels with lox, and I was going to share those with the sheriff today.
What is a lox?
A lox is a letter chef word of interest. Lox. L-O-X. Which is a fillet of salmon that has been brined in a salt and sugar solution and then later cured. Lox. I'm actually using smoked salmon in place of lox because I didn't have any of the real stuff handy.
So what you actually have is bagels and smoked salmon.
Yes, but it's common practice to refer to it as bagels with lox anyway. It's believed that the word lox comes from a German word, Lachs. L-A-C-H-S. That stands for salmon.
Smoked salmon? Salmon is a Leicestershire Scotch specialty. I'm in.
Well, you know, as long as I'm here, I could share the bagels with lox or smoked salmon with you, if you're interested.
Oh, don't you know I'm interested? I would love to have some of that. Bring it on.
Delicious?
It's good.
Bagels with lox or smoked salmon in our case. Oh, yes, delicious.
If you've never been through a lock before, I strongly suggest doing it. Put it down on your to-do list. It's kind of neat going through the lock, and if you're on a lower deck and you can see the water coming through the holes of the sides and it'll fill up the pound, and you know it's an experience that you will remember the rest of your life. So do it if you can. But right now I got to get going because I got to get back home. And I think I almost know what to say when I click my heels together 3 times and I can get out of here. But I want to thank you for joining me today. And I look forward to the next time we all get together. on the Children's Corner. Yeah. All right, when is it? If you're heel, cook your heels and say home. If you want to get home, where do you go?
We're gonna go to the Children's Corner.
Tell me, where do you go?
We're gonna go to the Children's Corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the Children's Corner.
Just where do you go?